Hey, good morning, Eli. Can you hear me?
Hey Brian,
Eli,
can
good
you hear me
morning.
okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Excellent. Well,
Do you want to let me share my screen real quick just to make sure I can pass it over? All right.
sure thing.
Are you seeing my screen okay now?
I am, yes.
All right, great.
Excellent. Can you see mine?
Yep. No, I can.
All right, great. Well, we got 4 more minutes and we'll get started. Actually, 3 more minutes now. So how is sunny Tampa Bay?
It's pretty nice today. We're in the middle of like our rainy storm season, and so
Okay,
we get pretty regular rain in the summer here, and but the mornings are all like usually pretty nice. So
nice.
the day looks nice for now, but you never know what happened here in a couple hours. How are you guys doing up in Minnesota?
Weather-wise, it should be another 90 plus degree day with about 70% humidity. So it should be another nice scorcher out there today, and haven't seen a drop of rain for a while, so things are a little crispy out there. But
Yeah,
uh, for the most part, though, I mean, if you have a boat or a cabin or enjoy some water sports, this is the summer to do that.
yeah, that's right. I think it's gonna be hotter there today than it is gonna be here for sure.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here on a beautiful Wednesday morning. Just want to thank you again for jumping on the call here. Today is kind of a unique day where we're kicking off a brand new training kind of sequence here called Pella Northland's Wednesday Workshop. And really what we're trying to do then is, just get in front of you guys for just a short period of time, once a month, just to kind of sharpen the blade and really get to understand kind of what we're doing here behind the scenes to help support your business. So one of those opportunities is today with Eli from Socius Marketing, and he's going to share with us a lot of great content when it comes to websites. Why does it matter? To have a relevant and a call to action type of website, and then also touch on some Google reviews and in kind of a self reflection on how are your Google reviews working for you, and just how can we leverage that. So. Again, I want to thank Eli for taking the time out of his busy day here. We have a short 30-minute call, but with a lot of great content. So with that, I'll kick it off to Eli and he can start.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Brian. I'm going to share my screen now, and I just want to confirm that you can hear me okay and you can see my screen.
Yep, we sure can.
All right, awesome. So yeah, appreciate you guys having me on the call. I'm glad to be able to provide some information today that hopefully is helpful and really relevant for you. If you all don't know me and haven't heard me on any Pella webinars, again, my name's Eli. I'm a marketing consultant here at Socius. And really, like our goal in our relationship with Pella is to provide value to you from the digital marketing perspective or really marketing as a whole. So one thing that I always like to encourage people is just take down my email, take down my number. If you ever have any questions that aren't even associated with, Socius in particular, but just around digital marketing, around your website, if you have a problem with your website that we might be able to help you out with, we're always here as a resource for you guys. So don't hesitate to ever reach out. I was supposed to meet you all in person last month, but my two small kids got really sick. So I hopefully will meet you all in person here soon, but again, my role here is really to be as much of a resource as we possibly can be for you all. The first thing I want to do is share some Google search data with you because, what we're going through right now is certainly kind of a gigantic boom in traffic volume. And obviously COVID has reshaped the landscape for many industries, but in the home improvement space, what it's done is create an environment where homeowners are searching for home improvement projects more than ever before. I personally had my windows replaced. I did landscaping. I replaced an HVAC unit, and now we're working on our kitchen. So, people are taking this time where they're, spending more time at home to work on their home and do these projects. And we're seeing that reflected in the search data. So what we're looking at here is a tool that's called Google Trends. So this is search data directly from Google. And the search term that you can kind of see up here in this box that I performed was window installation. And so this is looking nationwide, what type of volume we're seeing around this keyword window installation. And this graph is actually just showing us a look back over the past 12 months. So we're only going back to, June of 2020, which was really kind of the height of the original, quarantine and lockdown. And if you look at where we are, today, this is a comparison of the total quantity of searches performed for this keyword across the entire nation. We're at an all-time high right now. And if you look down here, it'll show you by sub-region, where these searches are being performed. And Minnesota is actually the third overall state. I mean, they're counting Washington, D.C. as well here, that has this type of search volume. So not only are we seeing this search volume nationwide, but we're also seeing, specifically in Minnesota being one of the top three, volume plays here for a keyword like this. And then what I did is I kind of broke this down even further, and I looked just specifically in Minnesota. Obviously, Minneapolis, St. Paul is where the large majority of this volume is coming from. And what I kind of highlighted here is what's interesting is that these peaks where we hit this 100 point, which means all-time search volume, we continue to see these peaks consistently. So we're getting, yeah, obviously seasonality is taken into account here, right? So like October of 2020 was the last time we saw a peak. And then when we got out of winter and got into spring, we see these peaks again in this search volume data. So, seasonality taken into account, of course, but then the nature of kind of the world that we're living in is really what's driving this volume. And what I thought was also extremely interesting about this data is that when we wanted to look at like along with those topics around windows, what are some of the top keywords that people are searching? And what we found is that we have some like, more generic keywords, shutters, blinds, wood windows as a topic. But then you have, manufacturer searches, and Pella is right there with Anderson in terms of what people are searching for specifically. So not only are we seeing these searches for like non-branded keywords like window installation, window companies, but we're also seeing people searching specifically for the Pella brand at all-time levels amongst some of the top related topics on these keywords. So what we know is that the search volume is there, right? It's record amounts of search volume. And what we really focus on at Socius, and what we want to be a resource for you all in, is how can you get in front of that traffic, right? How do you get that volume into your website? How do you generate leads from this record volume that we're seeing? And then once they get into your website, how do you convert that traffic into a qualified lead that you eventually can demo and sell? And so that's kind of the gist of today is I want to talk through those things, and we can take a deeper dive into what this looks like. The first thing is getting in front of this traffic, right? This keyword that I performed here is replacement window contractors. And this is what we're looking at here is kind of what we call your marketing space with Google. The very top, you have Google's local service ads. A lot of people call them the Google guaranteed ads. Those are at the top of the page. That is a pay-per-lead program with Google. Right below that, you have your traditional Google search ads. That's what people call pay-per-click or PPC, where you're paying for each click that you receive on your ad, and you're paying that money directly to Google. You have your organic results down here, which is where a lot of people like to focus because that's what we call the free side of search. You're not paying for any clicks that come from the organic results, but the organic results are more of a long-term play. It's a longer-term strategy to get to these organic results. And then what we're also seeing is your Google My Business page. So if you don't know what your Google My Business page is, it's essentially your profile with Google, what I like to refer to as registering your business with Google. And that's really step one to do any of these types of campaigns. So if you don't have a Google My Business page, or you're not really sure, or you maybe set it up a long time ago and haven't looked at it in a while, I definitely would encourage you to take a look at your Google business listing. You can simply search your company name, and if you have a business listing, it should populate. That's kind of the first step. And then really the right balance of running local service ads, Google search ads, running an SEO or an organic campaign is really going to be dependent company by company. It's going to be dependent on where you are in your lead gen needs. It's going to obviously be dependent on budget, right? We're paying Google for a lot of these clicks, and we're paying Google for these leads. And that's a sunk cost that we have to have with Google. So the right marketing mix is, there's no like universal answer for everyone that's on the call today. It's really going to be a case-by-case scenario, and that's where we can be a resource to help you kind of look at the competition in your specific service area, look at your leads, in terms of lead flow that you need or that you're looking for to grow your business, and then put together the right marketing package for you. So again, that's more of a case-by-case scenario, but universally, everybody should be looking at their Google My Business page right now, making sure it's up to date, has the correct hours of operation, it has the right phone number, it's linking to the right website for you. Things like that are very important now, more so than ever before. So after we get your marketing straightened out, really what we want to focus on is the website, right? Because all that traffic goes to the website. And from there, we need to convert the casual browser, someone that's, maybe slightly interested, but, maybe hesitant to take action, or maybe they don't feel like they're ready to take action. We want to turn that browser into a qualified lead. So some things that we want to look at, and I know there's a lot of words on this page, but we'll try to streamline this a little bit, is, you want to think about when someone first hits your website, what is that first impression that they're getting from your company? Again, you got to remember, with all this search volume out there, that means people are hitting your website and 3 other, 4 other, 5 other websites while they're performing their research and their browsing online. So one of the first things we always ask is, what's the photography look like on your website? Is it outdated? Do you have photos on your website? Are they projects from 15 years ago? Do they show the products that you're selling now? Do they show the types of projects that you're doing currently? Updating photography on a website is very easy to do as long as you have good quality images. What we're looking at here is actually a Pella corporate image that was provided to us from Pella. And so you can use stock photos as well. It's not the case that you can't use a stock photo and still have a nice message and a nice imagery within your site. The other thing to think about is, how are you separating yourself from the competition? And this can look many different ways. We ask, what's your brand story? Are you inspiring customers? Really what you want to think about is, what does your website say? Is your content very generic, or do you have a message that you're trying to get across to your customer with the content in your site? This company, Core Exteriors, is in market, and they kind of follow this core value, core value 1, core value 2, core value 3 as we slide through here. So they kind of express their beliefs and kind of like their philosophies as a company, while also having things like this: an open form, get started today, transform your home's exterior. You're just a few clicks away from turning your remodeling vision into reality, right? So building some trust with the consumer while also getting them excited to take action and move forward with the project. Another thing that we really recommend through the experience, and this is just if you scroll down that homepage a little bit, is to really build trust with the user as quickly as possible. So in this case, the content, Core Exteriors is a locally owned and operated home improvement company built on integrity, quality, and efficiency. They've got the Pella certified contractor logo right there next to that content. So they're building trust with their content. They're building trust with showcasing a manufacturer logo that, of course, we all know consumers know and trust. And then, in this case, this company does a lot of storm damage. So if you look at, the content down here, it's picking up the pieces. When a storm damages your home, it can be tough. Our specialists can inspect your home, determine the damage, and help, move things forward, right? So the message that they're trying to get across is, we're really here to help you. We're a trusted local company, and we're going to do this with integrity and quality. And that resonates very well with consumers, and is certainly something that is an important message on this website. Another thing that we, of course, want to do is engage people, right? We want people to spend time on the site. We want people to engage with the brands. And video is certainly something that can, get people to stay on your website and engage with your website to a deeper degree. What we have found is time-lapse videos are watched more frequently on websites and on social media channels like Facebook and YouTube. And time-lapse video, it sounds like something that can be very difficult. I mean, in this case, if you go to this website, they did a really great job. They have drone footage. It's pretty elaborate time-lapse video that we're looking at here. But it could be as simple as buying a little tripod off Amazon for $20, setting up your phone, putting it on time-lapse mode, and putting it in front of the home that you're working on, and then just go about whatever it is the project you're doing, right? And let your phone sit there while the crews are installing the windows. And then at the end of the day, you stop that video, and all of a sudden, your phone will auto create a time-lapse video for you. So it's not necessarily something that has to be a giant production. And what it helps the consumer see is it helps them envision what a transformation can really look like when the windows are replaced in their home, or whatever project it is that you're doing. I mentioned at the beginning of the call that I had my windows replaced, and I truly had no idea how it was going to transform my home until the project was done and my house looked completely different. I didn't even expect that. I just wanted windows to protect my family from hurricanes because we live down here in Florida. But then at the end of the day, it was like, wow, my house looks amazing. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. So time-lapse video definitely helps with that. The other thing that we really focus on within websites is the About Us page. So your About Us page really can take a lot of different directions that you want to go in. You could do pictures of your team. You could do pictures of projects. In this case, it was really important for this company to talk about kind of their core values. What is the unique experience that you have with Core Exteriors? And so this is more of a content-driven page. What we know is that when people, the modern consumer is looking to choose a company, this is the type of content that they're looking for, and they're going to hit your About Us page as they're going through this process. So you certainly want to take a look. Do you have an About Us page? Does it reflect your company? Does it reflect your values? Does it showcase your work? Does it showcase your team? Whatever direction you want it to go in, you really want to make sure that that About Us page is dialed in and has great content on it, because we know that users are going to hit that page as they go through your website and look for a company that they're going to trust for the project. So that's one step, right? Is we just talked a lot about building trust, building your core values into your website, talking through, what the process is going to look like. Now that they're kind of convinced that you're the right company to go with, we need to sell them, right? We need to get them to take action. We need to get their information. We can't sell someone that's just browsing on the website. We need them to reach out to us in some important way, in some significant way. So again, going back to the top of the homepage, what I tried to point out here are all the different calls to action that lead to a user converting. And so in this case, I highlighted 4 different calls to action. I probably missed one. We're very heavy at Socius with calls to action, because at the end of the day, we're trying to generate leads over here, right? So you can see big, click to call phone number, big orange box, free inspection and free consultation. Again, we already talked about this call to action here that's right on the home page. And then even over here, the core value number 1, integrity. As someone goes through this, and that we try to logically just take them to the next step to get a free inspection, right? So it's about building these calls to action in that are streamlined, that are done so in a strategic way. It's not just, a crazy, one-page form fill or something like that. We're building the website in such a way that we have great content, but we're also getting people to take action. Another thing that we recommend as you scroll down this website, you'll notice that this form drops down with the menu. So you've got your menu here so people can navigate the website. You've got the logo, of course, that stays in the top left. But then we've got an open form that follows the user everywhere they go, with the phone number present as well. This is extremely important. You always want some sort of form fill and your phone number present for a user pretty much anywhere they go on your website. There's 2 types of people in the world: people that want to fill out a form and don't want to get on the phone, and people that want to get on the phone and will never fill out a form. And you want both options available to the user as they go through your site. The other important part about having this kind of bar up here, follow the user, is you don't know what someone's looking for. You don't know if they're looking for pictures. You don't know that, and what I mean by this is like what they're looking for that's going to convince them to take action. So we don't really know what they're looking for. And so what we want to do is make sure that wherever they are within your site, whatever they hit, where it's like, yep, this is a company I want to trust to get a quote from, that it's easy for them to take action from that point. They don't have to navigate to a different page and then click on a different page and then fill out a form. We want to make it as easy as possible and get them to convert as quickly as possible as well. The other thing that we like to look at, and this is, again, going back to this video, is making sure that you have your call to action strategy consistent through your site. So in this case, we have the video, as I mentioned, a little bit of content, and then a get started button that will take them either to the contact us page or a get a quote page. So again, we're just kind of streamlining content while also building in calls to action. If you offer warranties, another important thing to highlight on the website, and again, this is just scrolling further down this homepage. So all of this information is on the homepage. Warranties, you never know what's important to people, right? Many people would like a lifetime warranty with their project. If you offer warranties, it's something that you should be talking about directly on your homepage or have a page within your website to speak to that. Because again, it's another great call to action. You want to learn about our warranties, contact us, right? Getting them to take action is the core of what we're looking at here. Same with financing. Of course, financing is a huge part of what we do in this industry. And again, it's something that's going to be top of mind for someone that's actually looking to buy. So having that financing call to action, are you interested in financing your project? Click here to learn more. Well, guess where that takes you? To a page on the website that talks about financing, and there's a form that people can fill out. Another thing, we've already talked about imagery, incredibly important, and I again encourage you to use the best imagery that you can. Usually it's a combination of photos that you have of projects that you've done with some stock photography as well. But what we do at Socius is actually take that one step further. So if you open one of those images from the gallery, what you'll find is the image itself, but then a form that is right next to that image. And what we do is if someone fills this form out, we actually pass that image that they were looking at through the email that gets sent to you. So you'll see like John Smith converted, here's his phone number, here's his zip code, here's his email address, and here's the picture he was looking at when he filled the form out. Now, it may tell you nothing, or it may give you some insight into the type of project that they're looking for, the type of inspiration that they're looking at for their project, and it can be something that is very relevant for you from the sales side of things. The other thing that's important from conversion is mobile. So it's not just digital marketing that leads people to the mobile view of your website. It's any advertising that you're doing. And I'm not even talking about like traditional advertising. I'm talking about referrals. If you do yard signs and you know, traditionally a lot of the work that you've done has just been in the neighborhoods where you're already doing business. What's going to happen when I walk down the street and I talk to my neighbor, hey, where'd you get these windows done? Who's doing the work? Oh, it's Core Exteriors. Well, I'm going to pull out my phone. I'm going to check their website out, right? And so I encourage everybody to look at the mobile view of their website for that reason. But also what we're seeing is about 50 to 60% of traffic in general for most websites that we look at is coming through mobile devices. So you want your website to be mobile friendly, meaning that it looks nice, it's easy to navigate. You know, things like click to call are vital for the mobile view of your phone. They're already on their phone, right? What are they going to do? They probably want to call you. So make sure you have a click to call icon. Again, make sure it's easy to navigate. But we actually take this one step further with something that's called pinky boundary compliance. And what we're talking about here is most people kind of cradle their phone in their hand, you know, and they hold it in their pinky, and then they use their thumb to navigate their phone. And what we did is we kind of stole this look from social media. So this is actually a Facebook home improvement company's Facebook page, and then this is Core Exteriors website side by side. And what we're doing is we're actually stealing this navigation concept from social media, right? Most people that are on social media now are doing it through apps on their phone. So those companies have made billion-dollar investments into how do we make this really easy to navigate on a phone, right? That's how people are navigating our apps. Well, we took this concept of having a header and a footer menu that stays with the user as they go through the mobile device or go through the mobile view on their device. And we build call to actions there, right? So click the call icon, click to get a quote icon. Those are things that it may seem like, oh, it's not really a big deal, but when you're talking about 50 to 60% of your traffic and having a conversion strategy like this, it can make a big difference with the total quantity of leads that you're getting out of your website. The last thing that's important from mobile is page speed. If your website's really slow on a phone, it can be brutal. I'm sure some of us have experienced this, right? So you want to make sure that your website loads really fast. You don't have any page speed issues. Users will drop off and just go back to the Google search results page if the website is loading really slowly. And so it's definitely something that you want to take a look at. Is your website loading properly? Is it loading quickly? And it can be a very big factor in how your lead gen performs from a mobile perspective. So yeah, just to kind of wrap things up in the last couple of minutes, I want to talk about reviews a little bit. Reviews are extremely important for a number of reasons. The primary thing that we see with reviews is that it helps with demo rates. So it's easy enough for, if you have the right strategies, to get someone to convert through your website, right? To generate a lead. You call on that lead, you set that appointment, everything seems like it's great. Well, what's that consumer going to do? Now they're going to Google the company name, right? If they didn't already do this, that's usually their next step, is to make sure this is a reputable company. And so what that means is if you have a lot of good reviews, then your demo rates from when you set that appointment to actually demoing, you know, the homeowner are going to go up the better review profile that you have. So reviews are extremely important for that matter, just in terms of people building that trust with your company as you go through your sales process. And another thing that we encourage people to do is really to respond to all reviews, whether they're positive or negative. You have to be extremely careful with how you respond to negative reviews. But in this case, this was a very positive review, and the owner responded, just thank you for the kind words. It was a pleasure working on the project. Thanks for your business. These are the types of things that people are looking for. Is this business owner involved with the company? Are they going to take care of me? Is this company going to do good work, right? That's all that people are concerned about. And you really want to make sure that you have that online reflected through the different review channels that are out there. You, of course, want to highlight reviews on your website. You know, that's something that is kind of a no-brainer at this point. You want to have a section where people can read reviews and testimonials. But we actually would say, like, let's take this one step further and let's actually generate more reviews from our website as well, right? So in this case, you know, they have their Google Angie's List and Home Advisor, which is now Angie, kind of one combined entity. And what you do is, you know, in this case, it's just to leave us a review page on the website. And then if someone hits this page and they click on this Google link, it actually will take them straight to the Google My Business page where they can leave that review for the company. So make it easy. Again, everything that we have been talking about today when it comes to getting people to take action is make it as easy as possible. You don't want to count on people, oh yeah, we'll leave you a review, and then they hang up and they're never going to do it, right? Have it ready to go on your website. You know, we encourage people to get reviews actually at the job site, right? When you're done, you're going through your final walkthroughs, ask people for a review. They say yes, pull out their phone, get them to click on the link on your website and get them to leave the review for you while you're right there. So just one thing, you know, real quick here that I want to share is just some success metrics that we're seeing with other companies. So this is actually data from the website I've been demoing. And what you can see is this is a year-over-year look at traffic volume. So they saw a 40% increase in traffic coming to their website with the programs that we're running for them and with the campaigns that we have in action. And going back to the mobile and kind of the device conversation, you know, over that period of time, they saw a 44% increase or 43.5% increase in new users coming from mobile devices. So iPhone, of course, being number one, iPad being number two, and then we get into, you know, the Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy devices. So this data is going to continue, right? We're only going to see more increases in mobile traffic. We're only going to see these numbers go up. You know, we anticipate mobile traffic representing 75% of volume on most websites by 2024. So the mobile view of your website has to be dialed in now and for the future. So that's really kind of most of what I have for today in terms of general information and some strategies that we recommend. You know, we do have a partnership with Pella. And so this is something that, you know, I encourage everybody to look at and to consider. You know, it's basically a program that's designed to have an option for you no matter where you are with your business. So if you don't have a website right now and you want to get a website, we have a solution for you. You know, if you are generating leads and you want to generate more leads, we of course have an option for you. And what's really great about this is that everything that we do through this program is co-op and marketing incentive fund eligible. So companies that we've built websites for that have co-op dollars that are just sitting there, they actually aren't paying you know, much out of pocket for that website build. So the program allows you to really upgrade your website or get a website if you don't have one at an extremely low cost to you if you use your co-op and incentive funds for a project like this. So yeah, that's everything I really have. You know, again, you know, my name's Eli. I want to be a resource for you all. Feel free to reach out anytime. Always here to answer any questions. I'm still working from home, so I'm pretty available most of the time. And yeah, don't hesitate to reach out anytime. So thanks again, Brian, for doing this. I'm going to hand things back over to you.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks, Eli, for your time and all your great content. And another big thing too, to your point, is co-op eligible. I mean, a lot of these guys, they're trying to figure out, hey, what's the best way for me to spend my co-op dollars here this year? And utilizing your tools and website creation and call to action plans. I mean, it's a great way. And I know with Core Exteriors, I mean, they're a local company, based out of Zimmerman, Minnesota, right? So it's not some big high-profile Twin Cities, account that is just, it's for everybody. I guess that's my point. And if you can utilize co-op, utilize marketing incentive funds, get that fee down to where it's very manageable, and you're going to see the great success stories from that. So I'm going to also just share my screen real quick too. We got some additional upcoming trainings here. There you go, perfect. So September 15th, we're going to be rolling out a product training and in-home selling half-hour call. I'm going to be teaming up with one of our retail sales managers, Matt Setner there, and he and I are going to do a little bit of role playing and talk about some product training as well. So if you're on the call here and you have a need for some more product training and just maybe that in-home selling experience isn't working out for you right now, and how do we get better, please join us for that September 15th call, and should be a good one there. And then also here, I just want to say thank you. Thank you again for your commitment to the program. Thank you again for jumping on the call. And Eli, I want to say thank you again for carving out a half hour of your day here, spending that with us and telling everyone all the great tools and success stories with Socius marketing as well. So again, thanks everybody. And we are over our 30-minute call. So I want to just again say thanks. Enjoy your rest of the day. And we look forward to seeing you on September 15th. I appreciate it.